And then I think back that, of course, my late husband Charles asked me to do this. And he asked me just before he died. And as years have gone on, I've thought it really isn't about what he asked me, but it's about honoring a set of beliefs and values that he had. And if you didn't know Charles, I know David would talk about Charles, David McFarlane, that is. Charles was a committed nationalist. He had a strong sense of country. He believed that the culture of our country, our literature and our arts, gave us the opportunity to become informed citizens and shape our world. These are the values that he held. These are the values that we shared. In fact, they were the bread and butter of our daily lives. And now that he's gone, it's up to others to carry those beliefs and those values forward. Looking around the room today, that's not a difficult task. But there is one person in this room who actually exemplifies and personifies those values and those beliefs. His Excellency David Johnston, our Governor General, has enthusiastically promoted learning, literature, and culture from whatever position he's held, whether at McGill University or at the University of Waterloo. Now you might hear that he has a new job and he's working from the People's Home, which is also known as Rideau Hall. And he continues to support the arts, culture, and the primacy of Canada from that roost.
As Mary said, it's an honor for us to be here. I've been looking forward to this occasion for a long time, not least of all because, as Noreen indicated, I've long been an advocate of reading and the vital role it plays in our society. As Noreen mentioned, I often have a book in hand, often more than one. My grandchildren do call me Grandpa Book, and not without just cause. I'm constantly sharing book stories and quotations with them. Some might say incessant. Our eldest granddaughter, Emma, is now 9. When she was 4, I went to her home in Ottawa, read the book that I brought, and her mother said, "Why don't you get your favorite book for Grandpa Book?" And this little 4-year-old toddles off to her bedroom and she comes out with a huge tome, which she plops down on the floor. Frank, wait for this, it's Canadian Securities Regulation 4th edition. Frank and I, 100 years ago, started to write a book like that. And then she opened the front page and she pointed to her name and it said Emma, and she says, "That's my name, Grandpa Book. You wrote the book just for me." The story behind that is that Kathleen Rockwell, one of my students, had been working with me to do a 4th edition of this wretched long legal treatise. And when the manuscript was at the publishers, Kathleen sent me an email from Calgary saying, during the time I was working on this, I was carrying my first child, Noel. And now that Noel is alive and well, could we mention that in the foreword? And I emailed back saying, mention the foreword, we'll dedicate the book to Noel. She emailed back and said, "Can we do that?" I said, "Sure, it's our book." And she emailed back saying, "Well, your first grandchild came into the family about the same time. So the book is dedicated to Emma and Noel." And so fast forward, Emma opens it up, points to her name, she could just read and said, "Grandpa Book, that's my name, you wrote this book just for me." And I said, "Yes, dear, just for you." She says, "Grandpa Book, the next time you write a book for me, would you put some pictures in it, please?"
What do you think about the Charles Taylor Awards?
Oh, what a wonderful award, and it's a terrific platform for writers to demonstrate the great skill and great craft we have here in Canada.
Did you have a chance to read the books?
I've read one of them, Into the Silence, so I still have to look forward to the others as well.
Thank you very much.
Decision we've ever made in our lives, and we were still debating this morning. Now I'm nervous. The winner of the 2012 Charles Taylor Prize for Literature, Andrew Westoll.
I'm more honored by this prize or that my fellow nominee and good friend now, JJ Lee, said my suit looked okay today. Noreen, Noreen, you've given us all such a platform. And I was sitting there thinking it just doesn't matter. We've been in front of Canadians for 7 weeks. And that's the real value of this prize, is getting to talk about what you do and what you've done. So thank you so much. It's such an honor. And jury, can I say thank you so much? My wife, I would not have written this, had I not come home one day, and those of you who have heard this story, you can just close your ears. I was going to do a magazine article on a chimpanzee, and I came home and my wife said, "That's not a magazine article, that's your next book." So Samantha, thank you for pulling me through every day. And to my parents, thank you very much for everything. But mostly it's Gloria Grobe and her family of chimps who welcomed me into their world so warmly. Most of them did. Some of them threw stuff at me. This prize is for Gloria, and it's for Binky, and it's for Regis, and it's for Jethro, and it's for Chansey, and it's for Rachel, and it's for Petra, and Yoko, and Toby, and Sue Ellen, and Pepper, and Spock, and Maya. So thank you very, very much.
About the Chimps, talking about Fauna, they're publicly funded from people like you and me, and without people like you and me, they wouldn't be able to stay open. So the fact that I get to go and talk to more people about the Chimps and hopefully raise more money for them for their lifetime care fund is a dream come true.
All right, let's see that award.
He won a book that's like parts science and journalism, make it literary.
How?
Yeah.
Well, listen, I think it all comes from being able from reading. It comes from reading, is what I tell my students. You can't just sit down and intellectualize what you want to do with material. You have to read as much as you can to find out, to discover all the different ways of dealing with nonfiction work and material before you can even start. And so what I would say to anyone is read.
Is there a particular book that inspired you a lot?
Oh man, there's many. Peter Matheson's The Snow Leopard would be one of them, for sure. Yeah.
Money will be going toward checks?
Oh yeah, I'll write a check to Fauna for sure. Yeah. And all proceeds, 10% of book sales that come in to me. So 10% of my book royalties go to the sanctuary.
What is the sanctuary like? What are the conditions like? What is needed at the sanctuary immediately? What are the immediate needs?
You can go on their website to find their sort of updated list of things that they need. But all the time they need toys, enrichment items, blankets. But I wouldn't want to say too much because I'm sure that changes all the time. Funding, but if you want to get something specific, you can write to them and they'll tell you what they really need, like this week, and you can send it to them.
Andrew, who is the best shot?
What's that?
Which chimp is the best at getting you?
Binky. 100% Binky. When he missed on purpose.
And what was his favorite?
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes?
Yeah.
So are most of your clothes from that period stained in red?
Yeah, the shirts are. Yeah.
And visit the sanctuary often?
I haven't been back, actually. I've tried to go back a couple of times. It just hasn't worked out because I want to be there when Gloria's there and she does a lot of traveling. But I'm hoping to go back soon.
And is Gloria the sole runner?
It's Gloria and her partner Richard Allen, who's a veterinarian. It's them together.
What's Gloria's last name? Sorry.
Gloria Grow, G-R-O-W. Yeah.
Since Tom died, have any of the other chimps, how have they been dealing with that?
As far as I know, they're doing okay. I think it takes years and years to really tell, in terms of the social structure, what the impact is going to be. Obviously, they mourn, chimpanzees mourn just like we do. Well, not just like, but it's very similar rituals. So they went through the mourning period, but I think also like us, it takes years for that really to sink in. But that would be conjecture on my part. The some real stuff that's going to take a while to understand is how the social structure is going to change there. So, but I haven't been back yet. So.
And is your wife very happy that you mentioned her first since you forgot about her in the book?
I haven't. Oh, I didn't forget about her.
You just never mentioned.
I purposefully. I figured there were already so many characters, and she's in the acknowledgments. Yeah, of course she's thrilled, but I haven't seen her because you guys are the first people I've talked to.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thanks.